Alright, so in this one, I put out this tweet yesterday and I said, what is your hottest Legends take? And obviously, if you don't know what a hot take is something that is not as common. Let's say I reference where I think Super Saiyan Blue Goku is a lot cooler than Super Saiyan Goku. That's a very hot take. That's by most people's standards a bad take, and that's just a take that would be, again, considered hot. A cold take would be like, oh my god, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is the best scene in all of Dragon Ball. A lot of people would agree with that scene, right? And that being a cold take because everyone would agree with it. So here, I asked you guys for your Legends hot takes, and I didn't think this would get over 200 replies, but this has, what, 253 replies, again, very unexpected, and I said, over 200 replies, I will make this into a video, so this will be me, not rating, but looking at your hot takes, giving my opinion, giving my, my take back, I guess we could say, and going from there, right? I'm just going to scroll down. I'm not going to go through every single one, because 253, things to comment on is quite a lot, but I will go here for a good minute. Just say it probably is in some places where people are watching this, or maybe when people wake up, they'll watch this as well, and just in the future. Some holiday is popping up. I don't know what the holidays are really all around, but like I know there's holidays, Christmas, all these things. So if you are celebrating holidays, happy holidays for you there. And yeah, we shall begin. So let us see your hottest Legends takes. And if you guys want to be a part of this, follow me on Twitter. And from there, I'll probably tweet these out occasionally from time to time. I just kind of did this just to see. And well, this was the result. Also, this view thing on Twitter kind of hurts my soul. It makes me feel good sometimes, but like 47k views on a tweet, like, goddamn, that's a lot. But nonetheless, we go. Okay, Minato. He screenshot that I hit over 100 or 200 rather. Thank you, Minato. I appreciate you. Okay, Minato. I don't know how to say it. If I say your names wrong, I apologize. Not a hot take at all. I just think people take the game way too seriously, giving Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to make him busted. I mean, I'm the one saying Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan for a good minute. So yeah, I would agree. There's, by the way, some of these I have seen, like, I don't know, 5% of these I've actually seen, and I commented on or like replied or, something like that to like allude to, okay, like that's pretty good take. But yeah, I agree. This game is taken very seriously. It is a mobile game. You're quite literally just looking at PNGs. You're clicking cards of PNGs of a, fist, of a key blast, of all these things. People want to win. I get it. It's a competitive nature. It's not an actual competitive game. This game is very RNG, very luck-based. But it's competitive nature of the game. But yeah, this game is taken very seriously. And Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Ultra, I don't think he would actually ruin the meta or shape the meta as badly as people think. Because GT will still run around. Future will still run around. And I even said this meta is like the best meta we've had all in 2022. Because we have GT, Future, and Hybrids. And Hybrids not like this oppressive god just far amongst everything else. It's pretty in line with everything else. It's not a little bit subpar to GT because utility-wise, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would not like ruin everything. Especially if they made him a quirky build like Purple Support type Super Saiyan 2 Ultra Gohan. Okay, so maybe you're dropping Pan and you're keeping Beast and Puddle, or maybe you're even slapping LF Trunks on the team because you already have a support type with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. It would actually make some diversity if they did make him a little bit quirky in that aspect of it. And we also don't have a support type Ultra, so it would kind of fit them all. So, summonable. I don't even know if we have 3.1, but yeah. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would not be as bad as people think, I would say. And I also think he just makes the most money. So, yeah, him coming would make sense. Frieza is less gay in Legends than he is in Dokkan. I don't understand this. Is this a reference to the story? Because I mean, no one really. Most people, I won't say no one. Most people don't really, care for the story. I'm gonna assume that's it because I don't know Frieza's voice lines. One, I play in Japanese on the voice settings, so sure, why not? Can't agree or disagree. I guess that's a hot take. I can't really tell. Also, I think Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, that's pretty hot take actually. People don't think that very often, but I think that's very true. So might be a cold take to me, hot take to them, right? Some people still can't accept the fact that GT is on top. Yup. Yeah, there's a lot of copium that says, hey, look, listen, GT is not the team. GT's not it. They're just not good enough. The 4s aren't good enough solo, 17's not good enough, all that stuff. That's just not it. That's factually incorrect. I would say the utility of GT is just way too far ahead. The Hybrid's utility is, okay, you got Endurance. That's Hybrid's utility, right? You have some sub-count down for sure, but like, compared to the 4s, well, they sub-count down by 10. They have Cover Rescue. They have this lock-in. They have sub-count up to the enemy. Hybrids has Oonga Boonga damage, which is very good. You obviously want damage to win. More damage, more winning, easier wins. Makes sense. But it's also a 1v3 team. You know, the Forku or the Fours can both do a 1v3 comeback for most scenarios. If you already had a red killed, and Pan's probably like the first one you're sacking off. That's the only relevant red that's running around right now. You could have LF Forku easily 1v2. You could have the Fours easily 1v3. I mean, Forku can 1v3, but like, obviously not against Pan. GT definitely is on top. I think that's a very solid take. I think people have to see the light. I think people understand Beast is like very good, but they might see too much of like how good he is with Pan and Puddle to where they can't really disarm that. They only think of him with Pan and Puddle, and while that's the team you're running, it's also double support. So you need to separate a little bit. You can't fully, because that's, again, their main team of hybrids, but definitely have to understand GT has so much more utility than any team that's, like, up there right now. I mean, Future's not that far off, because it has some stuff, but the hybrids in Future's utility is equivalent, maybe a little bit more toward hybrids, but GT, dude, there's so much going on there. You can't even, like, figure out all the time when you can have Rush, when you can, you know, even have your Dragon Balls, when they're going to have their Rush because they gain so many Dragon Balls, or, you know, take away so many of yours. GT's utility is so good, and the individual value of the Fours and Forku is so high. 17 as well, but the Fours and Forku obviously more. It's ridiculous. LF Trunks is more annoying to fight than Beast Gohan, in my experience? Huh. Wait. Why? LF Trunks doesn't have Cover Null. LF Trunks has... Yeah, I don't... Wait, what? LF Trunks just retains build-up. Wait, why did that go down? Hold on, what the hell? my Twitter just moved. LF Trunks doesn't really have much. I mean, he has, like, retainable build-up, like Gogeta Blue, and that's something, but is that something to make him annoying? Maybe the double ultimate could be annoying because it vanishes? I guess I could see that. That, like, one circumstance of, like, triple vanishes even. Because, you know, ultimate into a green card, ultimate into, like, actual just normal sidestep with his normal vanish. I can see him being annoying, but more than Beast Gohan. Dude, hell no. Hell no. At the time of this comment, GT plus Future greater than hybrids. See, I did agree with this at first. Then I read that it said Future afterwards, because someone mentioned it. I was like, oh, wait. Future? No. I think Future can say it's less than hybrids, but it's like... It's not less than or equal to. It's just a little bit less than hybrids. I think the output of Future is just holding itself back. If Vegeta Trunks were a strike-based unit, then you could run Rose, Vegeta Trunks, and the new Zamasu, and that would actually be more cohesive. I would agree with that more, right? I would say they could maybe even contest being as good as hybrids, but right now, no. GT, better than both, yes, but Future and hybrids, having Future above hybrids, no. They just need a better offense unit that actually flows with the team. Like, CMZ, if his plat weren't done bad... What's in my eye, bro? This shit hurts. It's like the light's, like, glaring backwards. If CMZ's plat was done well, then I could maybe see it. If Vegeta Trunks was strike-based, then I could maybe see it. We have neither of those scenarios being existent, and we just have Rose as that, like, that guy to do shit. He's not enough. He's good. He's really good, but he's not enough to do enough, right? Not enough to do enough. Okay. But it does make sense to say that. It's just shitty wording. Zenkais aren't hype anymore. Half the new ones are decent at best. Obviously replied with the Forku and Rose because I think they're pretty hype. And also, were people not hyped for Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken? I feel like a lot of people were anticipating that Zenkai, like Yellow Hit, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, a lot of Rival Universe characters, just a lot of characters in general, very old characters that you wanted to run again that were, you know, really good on their initial release, if not okay at least. Their Zenkais are pretty anticipated. Like, Transforming Future Gohan, I was very happy for his Zenkai. Super Baby 2, people were over the moon for his Zenkai, so obviously the LF ones here are hype, and that makes sense, but, like, I would say Super Baby 2, people were hype as hell about because they wanted to run him. They were like, oh my god, GT Resurgence. Not like Blue Pan, sure, because Blue Pan's kind of like, okay, who cares, whatever, it's Blue Pan. But, like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the green one, the LF, Rose, Transforming Future Gohan, I was hyped about. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, I feel like people are happy about because they were like, okay, I didn't summon on the banner, and here's also okay option as an alternate option if I don't own this new unit. And he's also strike based, so he flows better if you're gonna leader slot him on like a future based team, which is what he wanted, but like he didn't work out phenomenally. He's okay, like he's not the greatest, right? I think Zenkais are hype. I think people are hype about them. Half new ones are decent at best. Yeah, I don't think Zenkai should be this mainline option. Besides LF Zenkais, like, yes, make them mainline options until they get replaced by this new unit that comes out, because that's just how Gacha works. That makes sense. But 1%, I think they should only ever be secondary third options. There should never be a situation where this 1% Zenkai, like imagine, Transforming Future Gohan ended up being better than LF Trunks. What does that do for them? That makes Trunks sell even worse than he did, and then you just have a Zenkai that's overpowered to an extent, and it's just like, when's he getting replaced? Because he was meant to be replaced by this new LF. It wouldn't really make much sense for them. See how it's just moving on its own? Like, my hands are right here, bro. It wouldn't make much sense for them for these normal Zenkais, 1% Zenkais, to be like this godly-esque thing. It just wouldn't make sense. Now I know, by the way, don't reply if I do this ever again, because it's just going to show the ones I replied to first, which I apologize. I'll just kind of swipe down at some point, but yeah. Since Beast Gohan, all the community cannot judge a unit correctly and cannot build a team. As you can see. Yeah. I 1000% agree. I think Beast Gohan's team itself makes the perception of how units are very incorrect. Because you hear the fours. Like, I mention this a lot because it's what happened, right? It's reality. The fours came out. People said on their initial, just look at their initial, like, first few days before they came out, and then the few days they came out, they're barely top 5. And it's like, where'd you get that from? I don't really know. It just kind of existed, right? You were comparing, I guess, the Beast output to what the Fours output is, and then you're not really clarifying the idea that, in your brain at least, that, like, hey, Beast is double supported while the Fours are running, where are they running? On Super Baby 2 with, like, was LF4 Ku? Yeah, LF4 Ku already Zenkai. Actually, no, you were just running the same GT trio that you are now. And it's like, then it took a little bit of time, like a week later. Okay. Barely top 3. Not better than Pan, but like barely top 3. That's what people were saying. And it's like, how are we still here? And then it took a good minute longer. And even so today, it's still like, people would debate Beast Gohan better. Individually, Beast Gohan is better. But the four is just, again, team-wise, utility-wise, they are simply better. It took like weeks for this to be judged correctly, even though the fours were always on this same team. Yeah, it's kind of a Beast Gohan effect where, oh my god, this double support, double amp unit that's getting gassed beyond belief. No shit, they're going to be like this god tier thing, but yet the judgment of the fours, of, I would say the fours more than anybody. Forku got like, he was judged okay. I don't think he was judged that well. I think he was judged okay. Ultra DBZ Broly, to be like, really real, that motherfucker got like slandered to hell, just beyond belief on his first week of existence. Obviously Stargated Ultra, not a good idea, but still got slandered to fuck beyond existence, even though he was probably like a top 10 unit, always considered, even on his initial release, right? So I would actually say Beast Gohan definitely has impacted the judgment of units, because you're running this double amp unit, no shit Sherlock, you're expecting high damage, but then you go to a team that doesn't have this double amp, then you're seeing less damage, you're like, oh my god, this guy sucks. That's not how that works. That's ignorant. It's because those two support units are so good at everything they do, you don't really notice that they're just support units, but that is what they are. 17, not support. I mean, he's technically support, but like, he's the sub count up, he's okay damage, he's a good wall, like, does a lot of things, right? Forku, while he's going to be building up, he still has double cover rescue, he still has build up of cut, he still has a lot of things going for him. He has the second man standing, last man standing, just godliness behind him, right? A lot more things than this Puddle Pan team that does have. Beast is hard carried by Pan and Puddle. I don't know. These are all hot takes, though, by the way. Happy to see hot takes. I don't know if I fully agree with that. I think Beast... I run Beast on the setup of the fours, Beast and Pan. I just try to run it just because curiosity, right? I want to see how it can do. I want to see how it could work. And I try to run it pretty often. See what Beast really is, like, without this, like, double amp, right? And I do notice a big dip when Puddle's not there, when I'm not double amping him, because I'll also try the hybrid setup where it's just double supported and he's just going crazy. Like, he'll 3-strike Android 17 at 14 stars if I have Pan Puddle support. Like, he'll do that. That's what he's doing even today. He did that for me literally last night when I was just doing some matches, right? So I will say, I agree with this more than disagree, but carried is just the wrong word. Is he better off? Obviously. But that's probably the first I go. Hard carried, it's like an implication of, okay, he's not even like top 10 without Pan and Beast, or Pan and Puddle rather. I don't think that's true. I would say, let's just throw it out there. If Pan and Puddle didn't exist, where would Beast be? Right now, I would say Beast would be below the 4s, guaranteed. Would he, okay, who, would he be below Zamasu? Because Zamasu would be number 2 at this point. Like, he has to be, right? Zamasu right now is like 2 or 3. Probably 3 at this rate, because Pan, he's probably better than Pan, right? Solo individually, then team-wise, he's okay, because, you know, Future is still a very good team. You would say Zamasu's probably 2. If not, Beast Gohan is arguable 2 with him, because Beast Gohan doesn't have that big amp behind him. Again, he can work on other teams. It's just, he much more is reliant. Hard carried, a little bit cruel, but he's much more reliant, I will say. It's just, hybrids got that gas, they got that juice, and I mean, for them, it kind of worked for them, right? This one here. Clowny from Discord. Alright. Ultra Blue Kaioken greater than Trunks Vegeta. I think the ratio here speaks for myself. Come on, man. Don't slander Trunks Vegeta. This one here. Okay, I'm gonna like fucking swipe down real quick after this one. Zamasu greater than Vegeta Trunks. I mean, yeah, I think everyone agrees with that. If he said it backwards, that'd be a hot take. I could actually like not agree with it and debate it, but like I could actually speak about that more, right? But like this is a cold ass take. Like everyone said this. Like reading kits, you probably said this when you actually reread Vegeta Trunks kit, being that 25 timer count, fucking lock of 70% damage inflicted. You know, that's pretty bad, right? That's a lot of damage missing just for a majority of a match, and it's not pretty common to get. It's pretty rare, actually. Let me just... Okay, I didn't go, like, crazy enough. Go crazy! Okay. LF Green Chunk... Wait, was that all the replies? Wait, hold on. If that was all the replies, then I'm just gonna scroll back up. Wait! I'm pretty sure that was. I mean, it's about... Yeah, okay, we'll just scroll down. USV greater than Beast! How? I think this is wrong. There's hot, there's cold, there's wrong. I feel like that's just wrong. How? USV doesn't have a team. Bro is homeless. I mean, honestly, USV is like, you know, Patrick from the fucking, no, was it SpongeBob? Patrick? Someone, when they lived in that SpongeBob episode, they were living in a box. No, it was SpongeBob! And he's like, he's in a fucking box. He's homeless. That's USV. Bro is homeless. He might not be, if Ultra Gogeta Blue, whatever the fuck comes out, but no, he's homeless right now. No, he can't be. Solo-wise, team-wise, he can't be. He simply cannot be. No way. FSK dropping now, probably won't hurt game too much. If a top tier unit gets replaced by a slight margin, I doubt it will be too impactful on meta. Of course, hybrids will be clear number 1, but it won't be too much more impressive than it already is. That's why I say Ultra FSK should be a support type, because what they'd want to do is, okay, look, we already have Viscoon being this god damage dealer. He's going to get supported anyways from this unit, this unit, this unit. Just make Ultra FSK support type. Don't make him this godly OP damage dealer. I understand people would want that because, oh my god, FSK is so cool. We need to make him go Oonga Boonga, monkey style. Like, it's stupid, though. Like, in all reality, if they want to do something smart, yes, dropping the unit, okay, not smart anyways, but we'll let it go. If they want to do something smart for the meta, and this isn't really controlled by, like, their, you know, head developers, like, this is Legends, right? This is their head developers, and this is, like, the actual developers that are making the kits, making the bullshit, right? So they're like, okay, drop Ultra FSK. They're like, alright, but we'll make them support type, so we make the game a little bit more, not as Oonga Boonga, just, okay, Beast Gohan's already doing this, now let's make another hybrid that's doing this boom, 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 crazy bullshit, right? I would hope that's the premise behind it, but yeah, it would not be that bad. I would think it would be a problem. It would definitely be a problem. You know, hybrids are hybrids. They're always a fucking problem. But it would not be as bad as people say, like, oh my god, I'll quit the game because Ultra FSK just ruined everything. He wouldn't probably ruin everything. He would just make things a lot more close with GT, if not make GT a little bit worse than hybrid to that point, which, you know, woe is us, but it's hybrids. Like that's what they do. It's fucking hybrids. Look at all the Gohans in the game. Tell me a bad one. That's an LF. There is none. There was never a bad LF Gohan to ever exist in this game. So, and Ultra, what do you think's gonna happen? They'll be God. Maybe not number 1 damage God, I hope, but like God. Gimmicks should be mostly relegated to support/defense types, cover changes, key reduction, card draw, etc. A defense/support type with card draw stalling for time until damage dealer swaps in would be ideal. Would make the game more fun. Wait. Okay, so like these things that are I don't know how I feel about that. Wait. I feel like that's good and bad. Let's say, hypothetically, like the 4s, you can't reduce key. Like, let's say they can't reduce key anymore, right? When they come in. Because they do that right now, right? When they cover in, they like reduce key by like 30 or some bullshit. Whatever the fuck it is. I feel like you would just have the offense units be way too good. Because you'd be forced to run a defense or support type. And then, notoriously, defense types don't really age well. Not because of their, you know, uniques of key reduction and card draw or stuff like that. Always ages well, actually. Like, you know, lowering enemy key, having cover change, minusing card draw speed, whatever the hell have you. These things are having card draw speed. Always age well. It's more that their damage numbers of how they tank versus the damage numbers that the enemy's doing from an offense unit. I feel like you'd be forced to run a defense type. And at that rate, a defense type would still age badly, and then you'd still be forced to run just a simple 2v3 at that rate. Like, I understand the premise. Don't give these godly intangibles that give great aging to like the offense units that are already going Oonga Boonga. Just fucking, I keep saying Oonga Boonga because it's just the simplest way to describe how PvP is. Don't give these like god tier damaging units everything in the world. I get that. But I also understand that they kind of have to, because if this X unit only has this X type of ability, and you don't really need that, like, what if I just ran triple offense units, my opponent just ran triple offense units? Then this would be like 2018, 2019, where there's no cover changes, there's no real safe play. If you get caught, you're getting steamrolled, snowballed, dead. And that still happens today. You can still get snowballed to fuck today, but it's a lot more safe. Like, imagine LF4Ku didn't have cover rescue, right? Like, there's just some things that with that little premise is flawed to like a big extent. I understand the idea of it. It makes sense. It's pretty smart, but it's like, look at units that are like very good right now. Like, imagine we had LF4Ku without cover rescue. Imagine we had the 4s without this big sub countdown. Like, how little value these units would have. And that's the reason GT's better than other teams, because of this utility they have. Imagine you took that away by giving this here to these units that are only defense/support type instead of this melee type and this blast-based unit and blah, blah, blah. I feel like it would give more harm than good. But I understand the premise. I think the premise is actually smart. Major hot take. Jiren post-plat is legitimately arguable for being second tankiest unit in the game since he can't be rushed. Broly takes less damage per card and has disruption, but a rush is all it takes for him to be sniped out. Prior to all this festival shit, I'd probably agree. But Zamasu, I think Zamasu is probably a little bit less bulky, but the debuff power makes him bulkier against the big hits. So if you're having Jiren that can't get rushed, and Zamasu also can't get rushed because endurance, right? Just that hypothetical going on in the same scenario. Zamasu's technically bulkier because that debuff power, the more consistent healing, the longer stalling that he can do. Jiren doesn't have all that pre-rush. Zamasu has all that. Even 17... he heals quite a bit as well. He reduced Dragon Balls. He stops a rush, even though no endurance. Stops a rush. Apologies for the heater. Going crazy over there. We love to hear that. It is probably like 8 degrees right now, so that does make sense. No snow, by the way. Very sad about that. But, yeah, I would say pre-festival, yes, I agree with this. Jiren probably was the second best tanky unit in the game behind Ultra Broly. But right now, Zamasu's debuff power. You don't understand how many times, and you've probably seen it, and you're probably like, wait, why'd he live? Like, why'd that guy live? Like, you'll do like a full fucking hand of your 4s, blue card, 14-star 4s, optimal peak equips, and then you'll do your blue card, then you'll land on Zamasu. You're like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get a kill! That 40% debuff, 40% arts power debuff on your blue, ultimate, and awakened arts, holy fuck, he lives, and it's like, Who the hell else can do that? Who can live a type disadvantage? Peeked out. Like, that's probably one of the hardest hitting blue cards right now in the game. That's like an ease of access blue card. And you're also having blue card equips on that blue card, and it's like, you still can't kill sometimes. I've seen it. I've done it. It's beyond broken how good Zamasu is. Pre-Legends Fest, I would agree with this, but post, I can't. No shot. Green LF Trunks is top 10. His ability against Tag Switch is really damn good right now, and he nukes while going neutral and restoring Vanish, and he has Blast Armor for priority gain. Top 10, dude, trust me, LF Trunks is a unit I want to love, and I do enjoy, for sure. I think he's good. I think he's actually pretty underutilized. I think he actually works pretty well right now, especially with the lack of purples that are, like, going crazy right now. Like, Ultra Broly, he exists. He's not really running around. Rosé, he's around, but, like, he's not that common, and you also have hybrids, so you just have Puddle just there, and even more so, you could just run Vegeta Trunks, right? So you kind of have these yellows. Oh, apologies for that. You kind of have these yellows that exist to, like, you know, help him out. But the reason you can't have him top 10 right now is just, you know why. No cover null, man. It's just so tragic. Like, I understand it's maybe okay, but you could get around that. Just drop combo. Dude, the unsafeness of drop. Hypothetical here. Like, I don't even have to say it's unsafe. Just hypothetical. What if someone drop combos against you and you have the 4s and I have LF Trunks and I drop combo against you? And let's say you had a green card. You predicted my drop combo. You knew I was going to drop combo because, you know, hey, he's taking a lot of damage. He might anticipate this, get a combo reset, get more damage going for later. Or you have a strike cover change with, like, Pan or something like that. Or Beast going cover change or a Puddle cover change. Whatever. You anticipate it, and I over-anticipate you, so I drop combo, thinking, hey, he's going to swap because he took so much damage. And then you have a green card. You see the problem? You see how I'm just auto-caught? Like, there's so much risk in drop comboing nowadays. I just can't with Trunks, man. Like, it's so fucking cruel. The main thing that Beast Gohan really did, obviously besides the neutrality that he had just so consistently, overflowingly, was the cover null, bro. All you had to do in the beginning of the match was just land a strike guards. Okay, then you could just auto-click cards with double card draw speed for 15 timer counts, and it's like, holy shit, what do I do? There's no counterplay to that, right? With Trunks, you have to play so incredibly risky and, like, it just hurts. Also, his cut pen being like 30 here, 20 here, it's just so unorthodox. It's like, fuck. Trust me, I want him to be top 10. I can't say it. I have to say he is like 12, 11, kind of with the LF Android, Cell, himself, Trunks there. I wish, trust me, I wish he would be better off. Honestly, if he was made 2% better, he would have been a lot better against Beast Gohan and probably been like top 7 for most people for a good majority of his time. Even today, maybe he could be there. But he was not made better. He was made to be a okay unit, and that's it. He was just okay. Vegeta Trunks is good. He's just okay. See the difference? It's a pretty vast difference if you're looking at like a tier list, right? It's unfortunate. Trust me. I wish Trunks was better. Graz. Alright, got it. Give LOE a Zamasu/Pan style unit, and LOE should be in a better spot. Team can do a lot of damage, but they can't tank at all. Couldn't think of a good take. Wait, I mean, I think that's a good take. That's a good take. You're good. You're good. Zamasu, what does that mean specifically? I guess a disruptive support-esque type? Is that what we're going for? I mean, I guess you could say LF doesn't fit that mold as easily as Zamasu and Pan do. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, give them a support type. That's very good. That's as good as these other support types / defense types. And yeah, they'd be better. I agree with that. It's just, it's more that LOE needs strike defense. You know, EGF, blast attack defense. Mecha, blast attack defense. Revza, blast attack defense. Like, there's no, I understand, you could be blast-based. You could be a blast-based team. That's fine. You don't have to be strike-based team. More teams are strike-based, but you can be a blast-based team. Perfectly fine. Just that you don't have strike defense with that blast attack. It's like everyone else is strike-based, so you're just in a big pickle, and it's like there's not much that can be done about that. I don't know if his Zamasu/Pan style unit would fix LOE. Their fix comes from Z abilities, not from actual just like AGF is still a very good unit. Revza can still be okay enough. Mecha definitely is a slept-on unit, but it's just again, these Z abilities don't work out because everyone else is strike-based and you're just dying so quickly because how glass you are in meta comparison. If you're a blast-based meta, they'd be better, but we're not in that, right? Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would be good because it would probably bring the Zenkai of a Cell 2, and the Zenkai Revival Cell seems great to me for all his teams, and LF Cell Zenkai needs no introduction. Damn. To think that it would create all that's a lot. Could I see Revival Cell Zenkai happening? Yeah. If Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan happened, then it's like Revival Cell Zenkai. That makes sense to me, but like LF Cell Zenkai? That's crazy. Revival Cell Zenkai would be cool, though. Great for all his teams, I agree. Androids need help. Future doesn't need that much, but they do actually need a blast-based unit, and a Revival unit would actually be pretty safe for them. Zamasu, Endurance, Survival, pretty safe. Obviously, Cell is a fucking, tool bag in his pre-Revival state in, like, defense settings and even actual post-Revival state, but still. That would actually be a good buff, yeah. I don't think we could get Zenkai LF Cell. I think he's way too good still. Like, dude, LF Cell is still like top 15. I know he's a lot of downplay here, but LF Cell is still like a top 15, minimum top 20 unit. Like, LF Cell is good. He's fine. Is he ideal right now? No, he's a purple. Not going to be ideal against all these yellows. You crazy? But is he good? Yeah, he's good. Like, don't worry. LF Cell is still him. It's just he's not as him as he once was because the meta colors, right? Always the meta shifting and devalues or up values units. Blue Black is the worst support unit ever released. That's bold. Holy shit. Maybe you mean within the year of a unit. He has nothing. Nothing a traditional support unit has. A good support has rather. No reliable cover null, cargo speed, and especially has no combo disruption. Average damage support. All he did was hold a blue card. I'm gonna disagree with this. One, I like Blue Goku Black. He does a few things actually. He does team heal. That's pretty solid. He does lower sub count. That's pretty solid. His blue card can do okay. Nothing crazy. And he does support pretty okay. The blue card thing really is his main gimmick, but he also does team heal and lower sub count. So while he's not as good as other support types, I can't agree with that. Obviously within the last year span, especially compared to Zamasu and Pan, which is a hard basis to follow up on as an all-star character. Heater's back on. We love that. I wish I could fucking turn it off. Maybe not actually. He's not the worst ever released, that's gas, but he definitely is underwhelming in comparison to, like, holy shit, this is Zamasu. Blue Goku Black's replaced a month later. It's like, what the fuck was even the point of him existing? There's no point for him to exist. I can't agree with that, though. Like, why is bro here? Vegeta Trunks are a good unit. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Even if a unit's not top 10, they're still a good unit. You guys understand that, right? I feel like that's very hard to, like, understand nowadays, because it's like, oh my god, you have to be, like, top 5 to be, like, used every match. And you don't have to be, like, LF Rose, people rate him, like, top 15, and maybe top 10 to be, like, the nicest. Like, I'll rate him top 10, because I actually fucking think he's top 10. And then, bro is pretty common. Vegeta Trunks, they're rated as, like, barely top 15 for people, and then some people rate them top 6. And then, they're still used very common, right? Like, there's diversity enough to where you don't have to be, like, this top 3, top 5 unit to be a good unit. Like, units are still good that aren't top 5. That's very obvious. Since this guy already said one, I'm going to skip the other one because I don't want repeats out here. We want some new comments. Another LF Trunks one. Oh my god. I'll go on for a little bit here. Nothing too crazy, though. Super Saiyan Blue Goku/Vegeta is still the best looking characters in the game, and no one comes close. I assume he means, well, yeah, Blue GV, right? I mean, I would assume that's what it is. Ultras aren't hype. They never were, and probably never will be. The hypest one has been Super Saiyan Goku, but only because he was the introduction to Ultra units. The concept of Ultra is, I don't disagree with the first take. I think they're very clean. I don't think they're the best animation, but I think they're very clean, right? But Ultras, the concept of them, I would say is a cool concept. Would I say hype? No. I think Ultra characters that are Ultras are pretty cool. I mean, to be real, Gogeta, even though I don't like fusions, I would say they're just a pretty cool premise behind them, what they are, how they look, and all these things. Obviously, there could be better changes to how they look and animation styles, but I think the introduction of them, like the literal intro they show of them, like when they're becoming the character that they are, whether it be fusing, going from base to Super Saiyan, what have you, I think those look cool. I think their aesthetic looks cool. I think they're pretty cool. I don't know if they're hype, but I think they're pretty cool looking, so that's where I'd fall on that. Another LF Trunks, like I said. LF Green Trunks is a top 10 unit in the current meta. Purple as a color isn't the strongest, although Broly, Rose, and 17 are very good and completely shut him down. His anti-tag 40 key reduction is strong against the 4s to cut off their year-long combos. What else did he say? 1 out of 2. It also helps that he is green, giving him type advantage against Zamasu and Beast. Well, Beast, no, because, you know, the neutral's so long, but he can get it, right? I understand where he's coming from. And double O can tear through some of them, assuming Beast is neutral. Yeah, there you go. It also helps that Future has a team, is very strong, making him relatively viable as a secondary option. That's my kind of concern. Where is he an option for? Like, on hybrids, okay, he's a secondary. On Future, isn't Broly just a secondary still? Like, I would rather run Zamasu, Rose, Vegeta, Trunks. I'd rather run that. I'd rather run Zamasu, Rose, Puddle. I'd rather run Vegeta, Trunks, Zamasu, Puddle. Right? I'd rather run these kind of trios that are going on than LF Trunks. He doesn't flow ideally with everybody because he's just auto-spawning kind of random cards. Rose doesn't want Blast, so if I'm kind of getting random Blast from LF Trunks, not helpful to me because that can happen, right? Trunks just spawns random fucking shit. Doesn't, you know, have any minor manner to it. It's just random 25% of each thing. Assumingly you have more strike-based team, obviously more strikes, but still, he's just not a core unit. I can't... I look at a top 10 list, and I look at these units, I'm like, alright, maybe some of them are secondaries, like Ultra Broly is a secondary, right? Or maybe he's a core, I guess, because of movies, but he's a secondary for the most part of things. And I can understand him because he goes defensive neutral. He just has a lot more things going on in his kit than, like, LF Trunks that could be very much more prolonged. With LF Trunks, though, your biggest glaring issue, like I keep mentioning, is the cover null, and you can't really get over that hurdle. That's not really something that's just like, okay, we can ignore that. If he can't cover null, if he can't do his combos to get his big damage, it's just going to be a problem for him. It's a bad time. And you have to play way too well for him to be as good as top 10 units that you don't have to play as well with. He's kind of just my vibe with them. Again, LF Trunks, I love the guy. I want him to be better. Just not. Zenkai Rose is top 5 in the game. What? Oh my god. Alright, we got some hot shit here. Ooh, at the end of the video. If you made it to this part of the video, comment the word cheese. Cheese. Thank you. Zenkai Rose is the top 5 in the game. I assume it means LF, by the way, not red. Vegeta Trunks are bad. Future Gohan is the best aging unit. USG would still be top 10 if it wasn't for Beast. Okay, some of these aren't crazy. Zenkai Rose top 5? No. Dude, he can't be. He literally, there's just not enough. Like, trust me, love Rose to death. I'm loving LF Trunks, I'm loving Rose, I'm loving, Zamasu, like, I'm loving these units to death. Don't get me wrong. No. If his Dragon Ball destruction rate was, like, tripled? Quadrupled? Okay, maybe you could argue, like, top 7. We are not anywhere near that with LF Rose. He did not get anything in comparison to what he could have got. And simply no. Vegeta Trunks are bad? No, they're not. They're not misunderstood. I don't think that's the right term. I think they are over-assumed what they could have been. Because you had the 4s, and we, you know, most people understand at this point they're like top 2 unit of the game minimum, right? People would say number 1, and that's good. That's great. Awesome. And I think it's over-assumed that the 4s were like a prelude to what would be for part 2, because we kind of had this in the past where like, G4 CMZ come out. Okay, well, Revcon's coming out, so this is the big bad motherfucker. That's number 1. You wasted all your CC on part 1. Maybe people were kind of thinking that vibe was going to happen for Legends Fest this year because of that happening in the past. No, Vegeta Trunks aren't bad. They're not amazing, but like, they're good. They're good units. That's all they really are. Future Gohan's the best aging unit. Is he? USG, the thing is with USG is that USG never, like, stopped being run, right? Future Gohan Puddle stopped being run for a couple months there, where, you know, in between his plat and in between the hybrids not being as good as they once were, he stopped being run. With USG, though, he never stopped being run until Beast Gohan came out, and that's like 9 months straight, 10 months straight, something around that area. So I would say Future Gohan is one of the best aging units. Is he the best? Maybe, but I could argue USG because how much more frequent he was run during his reign of terror over Puddle was run because, again, he was dropped for a couple months there, right? He wasn't really, like, even any means to run him. And USG was never in that spot until recent, and then that's when Puddle regained his resurgence, right? USG would still be top 10 if it wasn't for Beast. Probably. USG's, like, barely outside of top 10. Like, he's just replaced, right? Yeah, he probably would be top 10 outside of, like, if Beast didn't exist. Yeah, pretty easily, actually. I'll do a few more here. GT is the only tag to have the worst buff cycle from good to bad to dead to God team. Godkey? Godkey? I mean, Godkey was never as dead as GT, don't get me wrong, but, like, Godkey's pretty close up there. Yeah, GT probably is one of the worst. Ultra Gogeta is the worst Ultra. How? What does he do bad? Ultra Gogeta is probably the best Ultra, to be real. Obviously, Broly's, like, better, you know, when I say best Ultra, I mean, like, overall aging Ultra, right? Easily, actually. It's not really debatable. Yeah, he's not the worst Ultra, no shot. I think Vegeta Trunks ain't that bad. What's bad is the meta. We're stuck. I think the meta is actually pretty good. Also, the way I think they're meant to be used in a way that either no one likes or uses. Switch to Vegeta, stay until Vanish is used. Well, it's more that you have hardy, big, damaging units, and this isn't one of them. That's just the simplest way to put it. You know, Vegeta Trunks, they can do nice burst damage with Trunks. I've seen it myself, even with just a 7-star, 8-star, whatever they are at now. I've seen them do good burst damage, but it's like, that's what they do. And that's about all they can do. They don't do this insane blue card that's going crazy. They don't do this insane this or that. Like, they do nice. They're annoying sometimes with their key reduction thing, but they just don't do anything that's, like, outlandishly good. And they don't have to. They don't have to be this top-tier unit. It's just that they don't. They're not bad, but they just don't do anything outlandish, and that's fine. They don't have to. No unit has to do this Beast Gohan 4's, everyone else's, you know, peak setup. They don't have to do that. I'll read 3 more here. This last one below everything else. I just think Legends' own staff don't even care about the game. Now they do. The staff cares about the game. There's just producers ahead of them that's like, sell this, get this margin, hit this number. And they probably tell them what to sell. And it doesn't really shape for the meta, obviously, because, well, you're kind of selling something more for profit than actually for, you know, diversity of a game, which you gotta make your bank, right? That's kind of how that works. I'll read until Mr. Derpy. USV is hella underrated, especially since you can leader him anywhere. I mean, everyone you could. I don't follow that point. You can leader everyone. I think USV is a little bit underrated, though, to be fair. There's only a few units that have this immunity to his debuff effect that he does offer, which is like his main thing that like made him so good. Like, you literally didn't even have to drop combo, because while he was on boost, his debuff thing was so overpowered that you could just keep comboing and never even drop combo and still do like more damage than not. Like, it was ridiculously broken. There's a lot less units that are running around and that are spooking USV right now. I do think he's underrated, but I don't think he's anything godlike. I think he's underrated, though. I would agree with that. Ice Shenron is sparking material? Yeah. Everyone besides probably Maju right now is sparking material. The Goku, the Vegeta, from what I've seen a little bit of him, especially EX Shenron, I think he's sparking material. He's like 10 stars for me now, actually. And then Mr. Derpy. More hero units should be introduced into the game, and they should be decent as bench. No. I don't agree with that. The premise of hero units is just filler. That's all it's going to be. It's the same thing as Dokkan with rares, SRs. They're filler. They're meant to dilute a banner. They're meant to give you less odds to pull the thing you want, and that's what they should be. That's all they have meaning for. There shouldn't be a necessity to make them just useful units in any capacity, because at that point, if I have a hero unit that's like as good as this, 1% sparking, or like, maybe like 20% worse than, but still pretty good in comparison to them, why would I even summon for that sparking? Like, there would be no reason to, right? It's just there to dilute banners, and that's the best way to do it, honestly. There's no better way to dilute stuff than by just introducing trash and having trash exist in the game. That's how they have to do it. That's what Gacha is. Dilute it. Don't want you to pull a new thing. If you do pull it, great, good for you, but they obviously don't want you to pull it. So, heroes being as they are, I would never want like a hero unit to be like core or something, right? That'd be terrible for the game, because then no one's gonna like actually go for the units that have probably more value. Then it would just sell less, and then the game would genuinely just go downwards if heroes were better. Like, there'd be no profit. How are they gonna make money? They need to make money. They need sparkings to be the things, right? I'll read 2 more. Screw it, we're here. Green Sparking DPS Broly is still usable if he's above Red 3. Okay. Good thing we're at the end of the road here. I think the boost system is the worst thing they've ever added. Featured boost, I would agree. Other than Rising Rush, no. Rising Rush is a good mechanic. It just needs a rework, I would say, to the game, because it seems like units now are made weaker to accommodate for the fact that they launch on a boost system. Yeah, featured boost, I would say. Other boosts, no, because those units were already made, right? They weren't, you know, they're not being accommodated like he's saying here. Featured boost is the problem. I always thought featured boost should be stargated to where units that are below 6 stars get some boost, get some boost, get some boost, and then once you hit the 7-star threshold, all your boost goes away, and you're just a normal standard C tier boosted, sparking, EX, whatever have you, as a new unit, LF, Ultra, whatever the fuck you are, right? I think boost should be in that methodology, where it's stargated and it stops at 7 stars. All your boost is fucking gone for featured boost characters. I think boost is a very good implementation for older units, and that's done correctly. I think it could be done better, but it's done correctly enough to where older units actually can work a little bit. You know, I've definitely shown it off here at least sometimes, but featured boost is the biggest problem. Not stargating featured boost is a big dilemma, and they should definitely like do that. Like, that's not something that's like even negotiable. They need to stargate featured boost. If you're above X stars, you should not get X boost. Like, you shouldn't get a boost when you're at 14 stars. Like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't get a boost at 9, 7, 8. You shouldn't get that. Below, it makes sense. Make the unit more workable in a lower tier setting for like more free-to-play players that they just pulled them and then blah, blah, blah. But if they get them Z-powered over time, obviously they're invested in the unit. They're invested in the situation to make them better. Remove the boost at that point. Make them just as equivalent as they were at 3 stars to like a 5 stars, and then once they get to like 7 stars, okay, they feel like a 5-star unit still, because they had that boost, but that boost is gone now, so you just kind of feel equivalent to what you were, and then once you star up more, you obviously feel their big differential once you get them higher up. It's kind of a simple way I could put it, but not too bad. I saw some stuff that was kind of crazy, but most of the stuff here, good job, guys. Good hot takes. I don't really know how to wrap this up. Let me guys think of your guys' hot takes, and I guess I'll leave you with one of mine. LF Rose has potential. This is dumb, actually. Nah, I wouldn't say it's so generic. LF Rose has potential to be top 5 with the plat. No shit, Sherlock. Nah, that's too generic. USG can still be a top 3 unit in PvP. That's my hot take. I think eventually he can still be a top 3 unit in PvP. Not right now, eventually. That's not considering a plat or Zenkai, just saying. What do you guys think? I'll see you guys in the next one.